name is Norman Barney, and I make artwork with mixed mediums. I find at junk stores and yard sales, and I use paint and paper and just about anything you can think of. My first art show was in 1982, and that was all painting. I used to just be a painter. At first it was watercolor, and then it became oil paintings, and then I went into acrylic after that. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I started picking things up and holding things and looking at things and just thinking how funny it would be if you put them both together. It would have a whole different meaning.
This is the first paper machete residency where I've actually worked with a group of artists that I didn't know beforehand. Typically, when we're doing a show like this, I'm working with artists that might have some kind of connection to Carousel magazine, but definitely sort of share an aesthetic. It meant that we had largely 5 overlapping personalities that didn't immediately fit, and a set of skills and interests that were quite different.
So on day 1, which was a Monday, I met with these artists for the very first time. So we piled everybody up in the pickup truck and a couple cars, and we drove to Petrolia to my favorite junk store. And we loaded up the pickup truck and the car with all kinds of odds and ends that we found. And we brought it back and piled it up on the floor here and started sifting through it and started making things. And we made quite a few objects that never wound up in the art show. It was mainly just a get to know each other and get some materials the first day. Day 2 was much like the first day, because the way I see it, nothing really got accomplished as far as hanging anything on the walls. And I was starting to get panicky because, you know, day 3 rolls around, and I came in on a Wednesday morning and there was nobody here. And so I just put a piece together. So after we got one piece hung up, then I think it started to fall into place and everybody started hanging things up, but I was still in a panic. I wound up just coming into this area in here and started working on this and made a teepee. I cut down some trees, some saplings at my house at the backyard, and built a teepee and put those electric fireplaces from the early 1960s in there. And it was sort of fun, you know. Finally it got to be a little bit fun. By day 4 we started getting a lot more things hanging on the wall, and by day 5 we had to have everything done because the art opening was on day 5. So we finally got things done by Friday afternoon, as much as they were going to be done. I went back home to Petrolia, got changed in some decent clothes after I had a shower, and came back here and drank wine and ate sushi, talked to people.